Yes, job people, this is Michael Shamai representing. I will say, hear the lion voice, saying it is time for the lions and the lionesses to tell their own story. King David killed Goliath with a stone, we original dread.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the lion's voice, Rastafari.
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice. Yeah. One king of kings, one throne. Thrones are the house of the great King David. I and I the generation of them that seek him, that seek the high face, O Jah. So lift up your heads, O you Ethiopians, and be lifted up, O you ever live indoors, and let the king of Mount Zion Yadin. Well, we are king, we're that crown. Step into the ring now, we won't back down. Ready for react and fi stand our ground. Attack the black man and them get smacked down. No, she a queen, we're that crown. Step into the ring now, she won't back down. Ready for react and fi stand our ground. Attack the black woman and them get smacked down. Ready for combat. Have to stand for the black, stand against the beast when the beast come attack. When the beast send crack, try to tear us down. When the lion roar, everybody hear the sound in Babylon town. Wicked man grind drown, earthquake shake out them bars will break. Well, here's a hot take, there's a brimstone lake. Somebody gotta pay for the choice they make. Yo, be careful what you say, cause some news is fake. And every crew got a stitch to watch the moves you make. Well, it's not Drake, but the song's still great. Give your truth and right, ladies move the way. Say yo, we are king, we're that crown. Step into the ring now, we won't back down. Ready for react and fi stand our ground. Attack the black man and them get smacked down. Yo, she a queen, we're that crown. Step into the ring now, she won't back down. Ready for react and fi stand our ground. Attack the black woman and them get smacked down. Look how the bassline heavy, move them head but them still not ready. Out in the street and them filled with doubt. So every day Babylon no stop turn them out. My people them pray as the sun come out. And Babylon a beast, every day them guns them out. Them destroy the earth, them a search for clout. I had to destroy the beast by word of mouth. I had to read books that they never heard about. Learn facts about the blacks in the dirty south. Learn how they attack us so I burn them out. Had a plan, worldwide genocide. Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Glory and honor, in the name of his chosen queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Bansu, aka the Chazmach Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Pan-African Happy Man, creative industry attorney. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, and right now, I'm the host of Lion Talk Live. Welcome to the Lion Voice Network and welcome to Lion Talk Live, where the lions and the lionesses are telling our own story. We have an extra special guest tonight, internationally renowned drummer, son of I&I brethren, one of I&I teachers too, Honorable Priest Ras Magabi, and we are going to dive into a topic that is going to be one of the central themes as we build this platform, which is going to be second generation Rastafari, the children of Rastafari. We have acknowledged that we have a low retention rate when it comes on to the youths them, you know, they're not following the tradition, they're going their own path. We want to reason with them. I hear their own testimony. You know, what was it like growing up? You know what I mean? What do they know about their parents? What do they know about Rastafari? Any questions that they may have as a community? The time has come for us to rally around our youths them. Gideon is here, World War III, and we can't just have them out here scattered. You know what I mean? Mark of the Beast on the way. You know what I mean, global collapse and rate. We can talk, you know, we have a world history as we are recording this. We have a presidential candidate that just was convicted, 34 counts. So a felon, a run for the White House right now in America. So these are unprecedented times, family. But before we go into tonight's topic, so we have to big up the Lion Pride. And if you ask, who are the Lion Pride? If you subscribe to the platform, then you are part of the Lion Pride. Big up all of my Lion Pride. We're growing and we continue to grow every day. A new person, 2 new people, 10 new people are subscribing, and the platform is growing. We haven't started advertising yet, and word of mouth is growing this platform. So I'm just wanted to express our gratitude. Big up Lion Pride on Patreon. We have 15 fire angels who are paying monthly to support the platform, who see the vision of Rastafari independent, non-aligned media. And they are willingly giving from their own pockets. We have to big up the Lion Pride, because when you see I'm on here, it's not just I. It's the Lion Pride on Patreon that I'm representing on the Lion Pride. These are the ones that believe in I, who see the vision of where we're taking this platform, because this is just the early days, family. So I just give thanks to everyone who's here early. We are going to take this platform to heights that, because as I tell people, I superpower is the network. We know a lot of people, international stars to grassroots workers, and we're going to put them all on this platform. So we don't worry about the numbers. What we want to do is build a community here. It's very important, So when you comment in the comment section, when you press like, when you do all of these things, this helps us to build a community. We've had people, workers link up from watching these programs, and things are happening and bubbling, and we're going to be bringing you a lot more of this type of content. Big up our African Liberation Day panel. If you have not seen it, go on the platform. May 25th was African Liberation Day. We had a panel brethren from South Africa. St. Croix was represented. Trinidad was represented. Jamaica was represented. United States was represented. So go watch that panel. Very powerful panel. We also had the IRAS episode, brethren out of Atlanta doing powerful works as a promoter. Big up IRAS, who also is an Ubuntu Lion Pride sponsor. And Ubuntu means that you have given more than $50 to the platform. Some people don't want to do the monthly. They want to just do a one-time attribution. So they give that attribution. So big up the Ubuntu Lion Pride. Big up Aya Gift. Yes, Aya Gift tuning in from Jamaica. Big up Aya Gift and all of the family from around the world. 3 of I and I are here. I know so the family have a crowd in little more. So we give thanks. But no, we want to just give thanks for Ramia King Design, Ras Lidge. Ras Lidge knows this guest very well too. He knew this guest father. They used to call him Ras Purple. In Southeast, he's a legend in Southeast. Working in Southeast, I talk about this with Ras Lidge, so I know Ras Lidge I got tune in. Beautiful greetings from Trinidad. My sister Sophia tuning in from Trinidad. Family is coming in. The Lion Pride is rallying. I love it. On a Thursday, we love to come together. But anyhow, let me introduce the guest. The guest this evening is very special to I and I. As I said, his father was a brethren that I met at the Naya Bingi House in Washington, D.C. And it was right after the Bingi House moved from this brethren Gates to 10th Street. And this brethren father, he was one of he was the president at the time of the Naya Bingi House, or Ilek of Throne, governing the thing, and Ras Mugabe. And the first time I ever saw His Majesty video where he went to the Vatican and sat with the Pope is this brethren father who sat I down and showed I that, and he gave I'm gonna date myself now. He gave I a VHS tape with all of these clips of His Majesty meeting Kennedy, His Majesty going to the Vatican, His Majesty on Meet the Press. This brethren father is the first one who sat I down and show I these things, the glory of the king. The brethren evolved from Nyabingi to Bobo Ashanti and became a Bobo Ashanti priest and very beloved within the Bobo Ashanti house. And this brethren was hit by a car at least 3 times, near death, conquered death every time. The final time he was hit by a car, his head was run over. He was pronounced a vegetable. I went to visit him in the hospital many, many times. The doctors wanted to unplug the brethren from life support, and the brethren mother said, "No, that is my son, you cannot do it." The doctor said this brethren would never walk again, never talk again. The next time I saw the brethren after that, I was in the hospital the night. Me now tell you something I never see. I was there, you know what I mean, and saw the whole thing unfold. And the next time I saw the brethren, I was walking through Union Square, and the brethren call out, "Ras Kwasi!" I mean, look, I mean, see the brethren, I walk and I talk, you know what I mean? So he defied modern medicine. And when I say this is GW Hospital, the top hospital in the US, pronounces brethren father a vegetable. And through the powers of the Almighty, Haile Selassie, the first brethren, conquer all of that. Talk and walk, and you know what I mean, this brethren spine, everything was supposed to be never again by the best doctors in America, and the brethren get up and walk. I saw the whole fullness, man. I tell you, it strengthened my faith. So when I have an opportunity to welcome his son on the Lion Pride, you know, say when you see I smiling during this interview, it's just because it's a joy, you know, to know that the brethren is immortal through his son, and his son has children now. So the brethren is immortal, you know what I mean? So now the son is world famous. I used to see his son on Gallery Place, street performer, just mashing up the place with the drumsticks. Till next time I see the son, he's on America's Got Talent, big, you know, millions of people watching the brethren, wowing all type of celebrities, and then we see the brethren pan Rebel Salute, and then we see the brethren all over. Find out say the brethren is a rapper too, have some lyrics too. Find out all of these things. So Lion Pride, please help I to welcome the son, Honorable Priest Ras Mugabe, none other than Malik DOPE. Welcome, my brother.
Bless, man. A lovely introduction, man. Ras Quasi, I appreciate you, man, and just saying all those just great words of just everything my father has done. You know, as I also, you know, stand on that and really value that the more that I get older and older, you know, I grow into the blessings that he has not only done to us as a family, but like just people like you all, which you are family too, but like, you know, the extended family of Ross community all over, from not just DC to the Philly to New York to, you know, I'm in what I'm in Oakland, Ross McConan. He right there like you Ras Mugabe said, "Oh man, like he's known in he's famous too." So I got it from him, man. So to be talking to you now and just joining this platform, it means a lot. I just came from seeing my grandma, his mother, you know what I'm saying, Betty Stewart, you know, just came from seeing her early today. She's 88 years old.
Wow.
They both share the same birthday. She's born 1936. He's born 1963. Both on April 10th. So everything is full circle right now. Just even me talking to you right now at 8 o'clock, and my birthday December 8th. See, it's some numerology, gematria going on right now. You know,
yes.
the alignment. So yeah, man, bless up, man. It's a great topic as well as I'm just gonna say this and let you continue on to lead it. But I do the lion's paw still when I greet brothers and sisters now, and mostly brothers, but when I greet them out here and they think it's something new, this ties into what we're talking about right now. They think the lion paw new, and it's like this is older than us. This is older than 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like I'm leading a part of the lead in that second generation of now to revitalize the essence of the Rastafari Nai movement. Um, as I can't say I follow it so much, I'll we'll expound on it as I'm more in a modern time, but I still know it as my roots. I still
Okay.
represent it all the way, and so I just wanted to add that lion paw part in there as we in modern times and people think it's new, they
No,
think it's
no,
like
no,
gang
no, no.
related. I'm like, no, this is true.
Yeah. No,
So yeah,
and we're gonna break it down. You're gonna help me to educate my audience today about the District of Columbia, because I
yeah,
don't know if people know how serious Black DC is,
right,
in the mean, and the culture of DC. Go this brethren, grew up in the heart of DC. You know what I mean? He's part of the city, the fabric of the city. You know what I mean? In terms of his network. You know what I mean? So you're gonna help me to educate the audience tonight. But I want to take us to your journey first. Tell us where you were born, and
yeah.
growing up. What was your relationship with your father? You didn't live with your father. When did you come into that consciousness in terms of who your father was? What how did you feel about growing up the way you did?
Right. So I was born in the hospital for women, which is no longer here anymore. But I was born in a hospital for women in Washington D.C. I basically DC wise, I'm from Leroy Park. You know what I'm saying? So lived all the way in Leroy Park, First and Adams Street, right there by Howard and all that. And then in the year 2000, right after 9/11, moved to the Brentwood, like Hydesville, Brentwood, Mount Rainier area.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Where,
so
where, what year were you born?
I born 1992, December 8th,
Okay,
1992.
okay, okay, okay. Continue.
Yeah, so I'm currently 31. I'll be 32 in December 8th. You
Give
know what I'm saying?
thanks.
Sagittarius vibes. Um, uh, so yeah, growing up with my dad, I do like. I'm gonna talk on the good, and we could talk on the not so good. I
I,
like to
I, I
let's
want you
talk.
to keep it real, because
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
going to
yeah,
be a
yeah.
lot of second generation that have your same experience. So
Right.
if there was a vibe, because you never saw him every day, I mean, let's get real with
Yeah,
it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yes, yes. So, um, I will say the really great thing about, even though him and my mom were not together, I got to grow up with all my siblings as us all being one. We little kids run around at the Bingy house, at Trinity Park, Bingies. Even when he brought me to sometime with Philly and Bingies all over, we all as the youth got to not see adult politics,
Yes,
adult
yes.
parenting politics. We were oblivious enough to, because we got to hang and build with each other and not be separated. It is a different climate, as I would say now, in the generation as a second generation than us in these modern times right now, where that tribe feeling is kind of I don't want to say fully lost, but it is not as present and strong as what I got to experience as that young kid, and I see him and my mom, they it's arguments, it's certain stuff about like tangible things, the financial stuff and things
Yeah.
like that, about, oh, he need clothes, this or this and that. It was never an argument about spending time, but it's
Okay.
just more the things that can be challenging to when we're in economic uh upturns and downturns, so yeah yeah growing up, like the sibling thing, I'm very glad that I'm the oldest, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
he has a daughter Ethiopia, a daughter Journey, even a young son now, Isaiah, who he had before he passed away. When he got in an accident, Isaiah was only like 1 years old.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also he has Sade, Salote, Seifa, who are Muna,
Yes.
Muna,
Yes.
his
Stepchildren.
ex-wife,
Yes. Yes.
stepchildren. Yeah, he has yeah. I'm just making sure I ain't missing anything because so many, But yeah, he has Sade, Salote, and Seifa, you know, um, who are of Ethiopian origin, and yeah, I said he has Ethiopia because yeah, that's the blood that I share, in DNA wise. So yeah, abundance of youthfulness and tribe energy that as an adult now I really value because it is not the same dynamics now. It's different economic situation going on, as I say, because it's very important about speaking about economics right now, as we are in
Yeah.
a corporatocracy. Those are our slave masters right now. We slave to the apps,
Yeah.
Instagram, IG. You know what I'm saying? When I back then I had a Game Boy. That's when my grades start messing up in first grade when I got a Game Boy Color. I
Okay.
remember I remember everything like it was yesterday because I was before that I was a teacher's pet in first grade,
Yeah.
whatever. But when
Yeah.
I got the Game Boy, my attention veered off to the game, but also it enhanced certain creative parts as well. It's not all bad, but yeah, um, me and my father's relationship was cool, and then when I got a little older, our relationship changed. I got expelled from middle school. I was selling,
Okay.
I was taking his weed from his stash, and I got expelled from middle school because I was selling not because somebody caught me, because you associated with wrong people and they got caught because we smoked weed in the bathroom and you know what I'm saying, doing
Oh
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was probably the most trouble I ever got in as a youth, or teenager. I didn't veer off because sometimes people graduate to the crime and graduate.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
didn't, I and also I still had creativity. I still had the drumming and things like that, go-go music. So
Yes.
yeah, I like I said, seeing him and my mom work it out, and you know people not involved like the courts, and stuff like that. Like as far as my mom and him not involved in, as we would call Babylon, or the system, which is
Yes.
is the beast system as a whole in connection. Um,
Yes.
that is something that I really really take pride in as I'm an adult and I understand a little more of the systemic connection and psychological connections and disconnections of today.
Okay. So, where did you go to high school? What was the name of your high school? Was it in Mount Rainier?
Oh yeah, it was Hyattsville, right by PG Mall. I went to Northwestern
Okay.
High School.
Okay. And talk to us. This is where I'm going to need your help to educate
Hmm.
our audience. So you
Yeah.
grew up mostly in PG County, which is a suburb of Washington D.C. So the culture is very similar
Yep.
in terms of PG County. What was it like? What were some of the temptations you mentioned? Crime, all of these things. People should know that this is a very serious region, the DMV, when it comes
Yeah.
on to crime and violence and black young people culture. What were some of the things that you were experiencing as a young black man growing up?
Yeah. Great question. For one, the neighborhood I lived in, Brentwood, is basically not this Brentwood that's Saratoga. That's the DC Northeast side. This is
Yeah.
Brentwood that's near Mount Rainier, near Glut, there's
Yes.
Mount Rainier
Yes.
Circle and all that for our viewers that's watching and don't want to get confused if they know DC.
Yeah.
Um, it was a place. It had a good dynamic and it had a toxic dynamic. The good dynamic was we had youth around. We had youth outside. We were outside riding bikes. We did this was technology where we graduated from the Nokia phones and the sidekicks and all that stuff
Mhm.
to sort of touch screen, the BlackBerry that had the middle touch screen little roller thing. Remember the BlackBerry had the buttons.
Yes.
Remember the BlackBerry phone, right? We
Yeah.
also we also had Boost Mobile and the Nextel phone, the Chirp, which was the phones that were more popular with like you know um, construction workers and architecture people like that because the phones were so heavy duty. So
Yeah.
I gotta explain the technology because it's very imperative of the that paradigm shift of what type of
Yeah,
technology
no,
we
definitely, definitely. I love it. I love it. And you would be considered an elder millennial. That's what they
had. Yeah,
call the I generation,
exactly.
an elder millennial. So you were at the cusp of the analog digital
I,
transformation. You were like the first wave that had fully access to digital.
yes,
'Cause I'm a generation X, they would call I. So the I is
yes,
now the elder millennial because I'm from the 70s, but the I now come from the 90s. So continue.
yes. So, and even to bounce off of AOL dial-up stuff like that, that was how we got on the internet.
Yeah.
All the little noise. You had to do the AOL dial-up, and that was Axe Jeeves. And then Microsoft, Google, that stuff was coming in a little late. I can't remember what it was kind of before that, but AskJeeves.com was our like search engine, like the main search engine. As far as we had CDs, music. We were still buying CDs, Ludacris, DMX, um, D4L, Laffy Taffy, all types of 3 6 Mafia, whatever, Twister. We were using CDs still and CD players. What else? I gotta mention this technology, so bear with me.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just grabbing it all up. Um, LimeWire. So this is the age of where now YouTube is being, founded in 2007 or 2009. Around that time, where YouTube's being developed. I wasn't so privy to YouTube because before YouTube, we had WorldStar. We would go to worldstarhiphop.com to
Yes,
see
sir.
fights, to see the uncut. That was like, if you would consider something in the term soft porn, not actually porn, but that was our soft porn for dark web. Not really
Yes.
the dark web, but that was our soft porn to see
Yeah. For black
uncut
culture, for
black
all
culture.
all of this black street culture,
Yeah,
the music videos, the risky music videos, the
yeah,
hood stuff, the fights, the
exactly.
all kinds of stuff are on that platform.
Yeah, and as far as outside, we riding trick bikes, BMX bikes, with the pegs on them. Pegs are the little poles you attach to the bike because we would ride our friends on the pegs. You know what I'm saying, on the bike. Uh, we will wheelie the bikes. We outside. You know what I'm saying. We street fighting more. No one was using guns. No one was using knives as much. You didn't hear about that stuff, bro. We fought with our hands. I know I sound kind of old school, but I'm the last of an old school hair string of your time. The 90s, 1992 generation. Yeah, like elder millennial. We still appreciate customs from your time, 70s, 80s on, the
Yes,
60s and
yes,
all that.
yes, yes,
Y'all are
yes,
our mentors. And
yes,
but so what else? Technology wise, yeah, I said internet, and it shifted to LimeWire, where we get into the age of digital downloading and streaming, where when I Soldier Boy, dancing, Soldier Boy hit that. You
yes,
watch me, Soldier Boy.
yeah,
He was one of
yeah,
the
yeah.
first rappers. He was the first rapper on YouTube, and also we were using LimeWire and BearShare.com. LimeWire, and that was where you can rip the songs you like and download them to your computer. But also, we were in the age of ringtones.
Yes,
Imagine we paying $5 for a ringtone. We paying $2.99 for a ringtone that's 30 seconds to just install on our phone, just as our social representation of the sound we like to
yeah.
go off.
I
You know,
remember. I remember.
going to PA Palace, you know what I'm saying, going to, all this stuff. Because at the same time, go-go music was hot.
I was just gonna
Go.
ask you. I was just gonna
I'm,
ask
I'm about
you.
to get it because I'm about to get into how this even had the uprise for me to be a percussionist and to love percussion. Mind you, my dad, mom, they grew up in the go-go era and African arts. I was a child at Conqueron, which was led by Hassan. That's the African drum and
Yeah,
dance.
yeah, yeah,
Conqueron, of course, the Nibengis, saying the drumming and hand drumming of the conga and the type of bass drum, doon doon, djembe, all that stuff there. Talking drum. Um, but when I was 6 years old, my one of my cousins on my mom's side got me a drum set, a Pearl Performance Series drum set. That's the type of drum set it was, a full 5-piece kit drum set with the cymbals, snare, all that stuff. I didn't really like drums like that though at 6 years old. 6 years old, your consciousness is uploading. I'm just now, the schools I went to. I went to Roots. I went to Kaumba. I went to Children's Studio School right there off of U Street,
Yeah.
and stuff. That's now called Meridian Hill Charter School. Um, so I was coming from a different mix and mash of creative things. I was in Taekwondo. I was in Kung Fu. I was in Dennis Brown Shaolin Wushu Academy from 6 years old all the way to 13. I got my black belt. And I'm a first degree black belt in Shaolin Wushu Kung Fu, but I'm gonna bring it back. I'm just mentioning that because that's a very important part of social, and self defense and humility within self. Because as men, we see an uproar of men that are emotional. They're not gangster. They're more emotional.
Yes.
So they're doing very emotionally unstable, driven crime and things and reactions instead of being proactive. Like, anyway, I gotta, I'm gonna get there. So anyway,
is the eye driving?
no, I'm not driving right now. I'm parked.
Okay. I just want to mention that because I'm gonna get nervous. I get nervous.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, because I'm hands this way. So let me get back to Gogo.
Yes, and the percussion, because people have to know that the eye is a world-renowned drummer. The brethren was on national TV. Is a brethren who can throw him drumstick up and twist and turn and catch it back the rhythm and all these things. Serious drummer, one of the best in the country. So talk to us about that fullness.
So picking back up to how go-go was imperative to my start of loving drums. I already had the drums, but everybody was doing a go-go band in their garage and they, basement, and they, what I'm saying, everybody was go-go band because it was hot. It's been hot since y'all came, but I'm the bounce beat era. So the bounce beat is the more staccato. Sounds like marching beat almost.
Yeah.
So there's more staccato. The socket is more swinging. Stuff like that. So, through one of my friends named Tyrell Willis Holler, I remember his name because he just stuck in my head. He was in a go-go band, and I had my drum set hooked up in my grandmother's house, was around the corner from me in Brentwood. He played a bounce beat, which is more called a breakdown beat, from like the backyard band, like Faking Like. He played that very smooth, and that's what made me want to learn how to play the drum set, which I already had a drum set, but I was like, yo, he looks so cool doing that and so free and so vibing. I want to be in a go-go band. I'm 12 years old at that time, 12 going on 13 or whatever. So I went and transported my drum set from my grandparents' house to my house around the corner, just walked the pieces over, and then just started playing. So now I'm getting the go-go band. So now let me speed it up a little bit. So 13 years old, I'm in neighborhood go-go bands with friends and all that, people in our parents' basements and stuff. Come 16 years old, I'm in, because mind you, I got expelled from middle school, so I had to go to an alternative school for my first year of 9th grade. Alternative school is for kids that are bad or, on that other brink of, transitional, what I'm saying? So that was like being in jail. I went to Annapolis Road Academy, which is right there on Annapolis Road, Bladensburg. We had to get checked every day, metal detectors. You had to wear black and gray, tuck shirt, belt, black socks, black shoes. And if you didn't have these uniform on, you had to go home strictly. So it was really like jail. So I had to learn my lesson from my negligence. But in that time, I was still fooling around with go-go band stuff. But then I finally got to get to 10th grade, get to high school, get to 10th grade. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Perfect.
Yeah. So I got to get to 10th grade, Northwestern High School. I'm still messing around go-go band stuff. By the time I turned 16, I'm in a band called Future Legends Band, and we playing at G's Nightclub. We playing at Club La Pearl on Swan Road. We playing at CFE, which is Maryland, I forgot, like not far from St. Barnabas. And my childhood was not like other childhoods. And I say that because I'm gonna give shout praise to my mom. For one, let me pause. Because I got expelled from middle school selling my dad's weed, it messed up our relationship a little bit. For 4 years, we did not speak. So all the way from me being 12 years old to 16, we did not talk for 4 years.
You didn't talk to your father.
Didn't talk to him for 4 years.
Was that because your mother, or that was because he was upset, or what was it?
That was because he was upset. So he would have like my sister kind of call when she's younger, so she doesn't know, but he have her call to check in with me, and he not speaking. He felt like he felt betrayed in his trust. I took it because I wanted extra money. You know what I'm saying? So, sometimes I see him be fresh a little bit with Nike boots and Steve Tech North Face, and it's like I'm in middle school at a time where it's very, very important to be fresh as a young teen. Like, so it's he's not doing
kicking in. The testosterone start kicking in.
Girls, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So you want to have your appearance looking right, and I just didn't. I just felt like he just wasn't looking out for me in the best way in that way. I can't take like morally wise on like him as culturally stuff like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He looked out. Also, he was a little tough. I can't say he was so abusive. I'm not going to smear him, but he definitely was a little tough sometimes in a way where it's like sometimes you got to tone it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause we young boys, so I still value it, but sometimes it can create resentment and animosity in a young boy, because then when I get older now, I'm like, I'll whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm not having that no more. It comes a time where it's manly, healthy testosterone building, but then it comes a time where, are you bullying a little bit?
Okay.
That's why I'm not. I can say bully a little bit and sometimes, but that wasn't, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing. You know? So
And I appreciate you being so transparent, you know what I mean, and real, because we want to have a real conversation in terms of father-son dynamics and how you experience, because this was also how you were experiencing Rastafari as well. What were your thoughts in middle school and just about, because this was strange, this is not DC culture. You know what I mean, Rastafari. So how were you?
So I used to be embarrassed sometimes in elementary and all the way from elementary, because I'll get teased for wearing my crown, locks covered, kids messing with me and stuff, trying to take it off. That's even the reason why I got in Kung Fu, because they was messing me. So step my self-defense up so I could defend myself and get that warrior energy, which I thank my folks for doing that. You know what I'm saying? Hold on one second. Police want this car to move, but they gonna,
All right. So
no, but
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just anyway, we good. Like it's a car blocking me, so
okay.
I know the police gonna want, DC is not playing a lot of traffic stuff. So anyway, I was a little embarrassed about it because it wasn't the cool thing, like you just were saying. Like, it was to the kids. It's like, why your dad got that funny hat on? You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And so you faced with like that embarrassment type of things, and like you not being so comfortable. And he want me to wrap up and all that. And I don't feel like, because he was more
the
Bobo.
turban. Yeah, when the turban, yes.
Bobo Ashanti, like Emmanuel and stuff like that, right? And I just didn't want that. I didn't ask for locks, not these locks. These more fashion dread. I didn't ask for the Bongo Congo locks, you know what I'm saying? And he did that. So I also had to, go through being, having that and being different from some of my peers. Everybody fresh haircut or braids, twist.
So when you were growing up, you had Congo locks.
Yes. Yeah, I had them. They were almost about this long, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but they were just, and also I had to go through my mom splitting them at the root, being a kid. She got to rip them a little bit.
Yeah. And Kezadek, he asked, how does the second generation Rasi Congo Bongo Natty locks versus the twisted and style crown? So
now it's now it's returned to it's Rastafari is so cool now. Rasta is total reverse. Now they more trend. Everything is trend. They don't know so much history, so now they get what is called the wicks, where
Yes.
they'll comb them and then make them a big block, and they are borrowing that more from a Haiti type
Yes.
of Zoe, Florida
Yes.
style, which is also still
It still
Taino,
it comes down
Rasta,
to the Rastafari influence in Florida,
yeah,
in South Florida.
yeah, the Florida Taino, Rasta, all Caribbean, West Indies, the whole thing. So it's connected. I'm just making a correlation of how it it's cool now. It's what I'm saying. They see your Rasta, they see you.
Yeah.
For one, it's trendy. Like hey, we high as a Rasta, shit like that. But also, it's a consciousness upgrade of Rasta. Not I can't say it's so strong because it's gonna tie into why we even talking about this. It's not so popular, but it's been more popular for in our
Yes.
generation. In a we got to give light to it because it is shining light to a consciousness that is valuable, you know, and essential really. So yeah, I'm like, dang, I wish it was cool then, you know what I'm saying? Because then I would have been the
So,
coolest person.
you grew up in the cane row. They call it cane row I mean cornrow. In America they call it cornrow. In Caribbean they call it cane row. But you grew up because when I was in DC in for university, everybody had the cornrow or the
Yep,
low Caesar. So you grew up in that era. That was before locks. I witnessed the change in DC when locks came in with Lil Wayne and certain rappers
exactly,
started wearing locks, and then locks
exactly.
became fashion. You know what I mean? So now, as you say, it's more cool to be.
Hmm.
And then also, we have to give some credit for the Rastafari community in Washington D.C. been holding it, and the youths them been seeing Rastas in the community too. Because I get respect everywhere I go in the city. You know, I live in Southeast, and
Hmm.
anywhere I step, you know, I mean, the youths them respect I and I. So,
Yeah,
um, you know what I mean. So that we also have to acknowledge that, and that's because once I've been here since the '70s, holding that current in the inner city communities in DC and all of that as well. Because sometimes the youth them will say, "Yo, what's going on, Ross?" Or you know what I mean. So I
yeah,
know that they have an
yeah, they
awareness, you know.
they respect it, and we can shine the light to the late great Bob Marley, and even
Yes,
later Haile Selassie. But I say Bob Marley first because that's more what our generation know. Like music, cool, smoking weed, stuff like that. Our generation knows Bob Marley and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where see one of my people. So I'm on a podcast. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, one of my good leaders. Yes, sir. Bless up. I like to hear. Yeah, yeah. No,
he's in the
one of my.
streets, family. He's in the streets. But yeah, man.
I did. Yeah, he has a nonprofit. I've worked with. He's booked me for his galas and stuff before, so it's good business. Good
And I
energy.
know
So,
my family don't realize how famous this Virgin Malik Dope is.
and that's why you
Over
see me looking. That's why you see me looking left and right. I'm
Yeah,
like, all right,
yeah. This Virgin have over 100,000 people on his Instagram. I just want to give the levels of
yeah,
Virgin what he has accomplished for himself, you know. But yeah,
yeah,
man. So in terms of the street drumming, because I used to run into the when I used to work
yeah,
downtown DC, I would run
yeah.
into the.
So
How did that come about?
yeah, so I'm gonna skip because I know I could talk so much. I'm glad you provide a platform because I'll be wanting to. I
Yeah,
have a lot to talk about, and I have a very um animated way of my journey and the
yeah,
consciousness that I still embody of Rasta and like Kung Fu and like everything. Let me before I answer my three like people I want to be like is Bruce Lee, um, Bob Marley. Who's the other person? It was Bruce Lee, Bob Marley, and I forgot the other person. I'm blanking right now, but it's those two people. You know what I'm saying? That's like the kung fu and that side of everything and that world. you know, and then Bruce Lee, how his impact was. Excuse me. So,
Blessing.
so anyway, back to the street drumming. Like go. Shout out to my mom for picking me up. I would sometimes get out the go at 12 a.m. on a school night. I'm 16 playing with in the 18, 21 and up clubs in the drum line. I mean in the drumming go band. And then in high school at 17 years old, I got into the marching band in high school, and that is what, because I gotta tell you the whole thing of how I even took that. What you see now is a more of a marching band style with the movement. I got that from Northwestern High School in the marching band, and then I was playing. My beats were getting my percussive library was getting better in the go-go world because of what I was learning in high school in the marching world and orchestral world.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it expanded my palette, and I was able to create more newer beats and just explore the drum kit more. Because that's all I was doing, was just more playing the drum kit and just playing go beats, but not playing hip hop, jazz, R&B, samba, anything. You know what I'm saying? But so marching band and jazz band explored my palette, expanded my palette more. So skip. I did not get good grades in high school as I could have because I more was skipping class. I'm with the girls. I'm with the cool guys. I'm in go-go band. I knew how to read. I could do my work when I do my work, but I graduated GPA like a 0.6, like not even 1. So my band director took us to Morgan State because he went to Morgan State. So he took all of us to Morgan State, and we auditioned to be in a band. I made it to the band, but my grades didn't allow me to make it to the band. So
do you think your relationship with your father impacted your grade, not having that male in the house to provide that structure?
I still have my stepfather. My stepfather has been in my life since I was 1 because my mom was married to him, and he's Jamaican. He's from Portmore. You know what I'm saying? So I still kind of was it still was around, even though he's more like bald head, you know, like he's not Rasta. He's more, non-Rasta Jamaican. Didn't even smoke weed, you know. Yeah. So I still had a masculine influence, but I like my father's masculine influence as well because of his type of brain and the vastness of him. Because him being American instead of being a Jamaican that was 21 coming to America, it's different perspectives as a man I'm talking about. So I will get good perspective from my Jamaican stepfather, but also my father. And my stepfather never encroached on my father's type of uphold on me as a man. But how it could affect is because he had multiple children. So he, you know what I'm saying? So he's busy doing multiple, so his attention can't totally hone in on each individual child. Everybody just gets a divvy of energy of him and not so much.
Very, very important. You touched because a lot of Rastafari brethren have multiple children scattered through different households. So this video is very important to hear the youth experience because you're hearing how brethren grades suffer. He's being very transparent in terms of, you know, and again, this brethren is one of the most gifted drummers probably in the country, maybe in the world. I'm going to find some clips that we can share when we put up the clips of this so people can see how serious this brethren is on a drum set, because I don't think people really understand the levels. When did you know that you were gifted, that you had a gift in terms of drumming?
It was during the go-go time, because then I started getting popularity in high school, like in the go-go scene. Just like, yo, he be killing it, he be bouncing, you know what I'm saying? Like kids, okay, it's like, because you're doing, we do these things to be cool. I thought my friend was cool on my drum set, and now I wanted to play drum set because I thought playing drum set was cool, and it was fun, but it was cool. I'm saying this because it's very important societal identity finding when and what you think is cool.
Yes.
Per that subject, whether it's skateboarding, whether it's chess, whatever activity that you can find, like that's a safe, not even safe escape, but a safe platform to go to, and not like, oh, it's cool to sell drugs and go outside and sell crack. Because around my area, that niggas was selling crack, on the top of the hill. That was, we don't see so much crackheads now as much. It's kind of faded. That's that, 80s, 90s thing. But I would still see crackheads. You know what I'm saying? Some of the crackheads was the neighborhood. They still was cool, valid people that could teach you something too. But they got their vice, that demon of that. So we seeing crackheads and stuff. And, while we smoking our weed and stuff, we seeing that type of stuff. But I always have my sticks on me in my backpack. Sometimes me and my friends smoking weed in the neighborhood, and the park police pull up to chase us and stuff. I'm one of the few. Sometimes I didn't run. Sometimes if I ran, I always got low. I ain't getting caught. And sometimes you did get caught when they pulling up on you because you try to sneak and smoke weed as a minor. Sometimes I didn't run, and I was surprised the police, because what I had in my backpack was a drum pad and some drumsticks and school books. So they just be like, just get out of here, man. Go home. Where you live at? And at that time, you don't have an ID yet until you, like, a little more like 16 or something. So in that time, I'm like, nah, I live right down the street, right there. I'm like, just go home, man. They watch me walk home. So anyway, I'm just saying how these youth go this way or that way and what they think is cool, because I'm in my superhero journey, making sure that they believe somebody like me is cool, and pointing to and using my platform to shine light to other things that are cool. And it's something healthy to do. Drumming is healthy spiritually, psychologically, to your brain neurons. It helps your memory, because you're remembering patterns and cadence. And what does our brain electrons and neurons do? They operate off patterns and pathways, electrical pathways that they're going right now. We're talking, so whatever word I'm doing is a pathway just off of one word or one letter or one feeling. It's like, oh, I remember that pattern. Boom, boom. It's like, it's signals, it's code. You know what I'm saying? So this helps with Alzheimer's, and stuff like that, and all types of on health, on actual anatomy benefit. So anyway, go. That's what I was getting my cool thing. I'm like, oh, I got something going on, but it still wasn't like, oh, this is what I want to do as a career. Because before that, I was a drawer. I could draw.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? I know how to draw.
A true creative.
Yeah, I know how to draw good, so everybody knew me like, oh, you be drawing, always drawing. Sometimes I get in trouble in class for drawing in elementary and all that. They taking my paper, balling up. I'm like, ah. So anyway, fast forward to, I didn't get a chance to be in a marching band at first. My mom went to Howard University as well, right? So I always had a dream like, hey, I want to have that marching band experience, because now we seeing the movie Drumline and stuff like that. And my other friends, they getting to be in marching band, they going off to college. I'm in night school, summer school. Almost felt like I can't get right with, like, man, I need to get out of high school, man. Because I kept having a recurring dream that, like, I never graduated high school. I was in high school forever. So, and then my sister.
So let's be real. What you were chasing the ladies because you became cool? You were getting a lot of girls in high school. What was going on?
Well, it was because my friends, remember, I got my first year, my 9th grade year, taken from me due to me getting expelled. So I had to do the alternative school, where it's like, it was more dark. You know what I'm saying? It was more like people fighting. People got PO officers. It's people on ankle braces. It's like, dang, it's like pre-jail. So my mother left me in there the whole year to teach me a lesson. I could have got out in that October of that time, but she left me there the whole time. And so, I basically seeing all my friends, getting the girls. I'm like, hey, man, that looks fun. Y'all they just having freedom, more freedom than middle school was. Because middle school we would try to skip, but it's ain't like that. You in the hallways. High school, you can leave off of school property and skip or go to class or do more extracurricular activities like football, band, ROTC, computer science, art, you name it. You know what I'm saying? You could do all types of stuff. So I was like, man, it just seems like a bigger world there, and I'm still stuck in this small facility that's looking like a prison or pipeline thing. Some people are dead from that alternative school place I went to. Some people are locked up. Some people are burnt out. So I also teach these kids, like, yo, you might not have an opportunity like I did, because you might not have had the pathway that developed the willpower that I had to, because I really could have been a product of my environment on the downside. I really could have not made it out. It's people I know that's dead, locked up, burnt out, they some smoke, did coke, PCP, weed, whatever. Now new shit is boot up, which is like K2 mixed with Molly. And see, I pay attention to the streets still because because it's loops, you know what I'm saying? So anyway.
So when you were in this phase of your life, did you still have locks at this time, or did you cut off your Congo locks?
I cut off my Congo locks in 5th grade.
Okay.
You know, my dad wasn't so pleased about that. Yeah, but also they were heavy. You know, I wanted to just break off in a new way. Yeah, man, I was just growing. In 5th grade, I want to just do my own thing. You know what I'm saying?
And you don't want to be different. You don't want to be, you want to
fit. Yeah, you want to fit in because you want to be different in your own swag and identity of your own coolness. But I didn't feel so cool because it wasn't cool.
It wasn't cool time. At that time. Exactly.
You know.
So what did you have? You had a Caesar. How were you wearing your?
I had I had like a bush, and then I didn't. It's not, getting twists, stuff like that. I never had a haircut. It was I cut it and I had a bush, so it still was like I like hair. I never had a low haircut ever. Like I never had one of those. I got a fade now and stuff like that, but that's more stylized and everything. But I'm never cutting my locks, because that was a different thing. I didn't ask for that. I started these myself. Like I literally did these myself with my bush in high school in the mirror. I did them in 2-strand twists myself, and then got them parted later to be fashion dread like this. So, it just wasn't cool, and I was just stepping into my own identity, and I wanted to feel myself in a different way of a choice that I want. Because sometimes it could be oppressive when trying to preach and build, and this is any religious or spiritual background. And when it comes to parent to kid, the kids they ain't asked to go to church or not bingy. You bringing them to that, and sometimes the kids don't get a choice, so that could lead to a more rebellious energy instead of them walking into the light themselves or mutually with themselves and the parent. So that's something we could that we could highlight in this,
because a lot of us as Rastafari, we take our youth to bingy. We try our best to keep them in the liberty, but once they go to college or once they leave the house, they cut their locks, and so I'm glad you're being honest about the fashion dread and all these things. How do you see Haile Selassie growing up? And Empress Menen. How did you look at them growing up, and how do you see Haile Selassie now?
Well, back then, I saw him as basically what we would consider now a Jesus character or a Heru character, because the Heru, the story, maybe Jesus, Mary, all that stuff, right? So I saw him as a godly figure and less like a human. He was a human, but it's like the way that y'all praised him, it was like, yo, is this man even real? Like he's just a step above an average human, which he is a step above an average human. You know what I'm saying? In his diplomacy and the way he's conducted himself. From now, me knowing as an adult, seeking the knowledge and seeing what he really did, as a diplomat, and Ethiopia, maintaining not being colonized in that certain way, even though they've been infiltrated in other ways, right? But I didn't have such the respect that I have for him now, or Ethiopian culture, as them being lost tribes of Israel or anything like that. I didn't know this stuff. My dad taught this stuff, preached this stuff, all that. But I'm a kid, man. I'm thinking about video games and Pokemon cards and playing outside. I'm not thinking about that shit. Like I'm thinking about something else. Like I don't want, that's not natural for me to. It could be too much.
Yeah.
And sometimes he got angry because I didn't want to do it. And I'm like, bro, let me be a kid. And which a kid, it just wants to find himself. And remember, we are coming from a pure, and we don't have confirmation bias. As adults, you get confirmation bias because it's like, oh, now I know this and that.
Big up Atarchi Music Online, calling in from New York area. Great reasoning. This perspective is needed. Atarchi, Rastafari. We had him here on the live. He's another second generation Rastafari. Big up yourself. Big up the great Elder Bongo Wisely checking in from St. Lucia family. Big up yourself. Kezedek calling in from Atlanta. More heat, good reasoning. These are the reasonings that we're going to have. And I'm going to do a panel of second generation. I'm doing a series of just reasoning with second generation, because this channel is about rallying the Rastafari family. And we can't leave our children out in the wilderness. And we can't just preach to the youth them. We have to listen to what the youths them have to say, what their experience was. And I'm glad that they are being so transparent with I and really not holding back and just, saying what it was. Your dad is preaching all of this Israel and this and that, and you just want to play video game. You're like, what's this? It's not cool. You're messing up the swag. You're coming to church dressed like an ancient priest, and people with these long biceps. And what are you doing, Dad? Cause Rasmagab used to have some terrible bicep, some long bicep and Congo, so it looked like a Asian Congo. So we know that probably was, to a young person, you're like, what is going on with my father?
And also the side of my dad who is purple from Southeast, he's just because the eye is a Rasta man doesn't mean he doesn't have some Americanized habits, whether he liked to play PlayStation still, video games too, which was one of the greatest bonding times for us as father and son, because we played PlayStation, we played those games, he always did his fast, and read his Bible and different stuff, but sometimes he would cheat, in the way of certain, sugar. But he was definitely not eating meat, but like he's eating the Morning Star grillers, or he called them grillers, the breakfast sandwiches, the patties, which got some egg in it. It's different stuff I can poke out where it's like, yo, you still like that chocolate Hershey bar that is whole milk in it, you're still a human.
The youths still are watching.
Yeah. So it's like, you still, you still have certain parts of you that just won't die out. They are a part of you. And I'm not saying this as to bash him, but this is about balance, and you can't be a hypocrite sometimes if you are passing judgment, because that's one thing. I'll talk about some prejudices of the Rasta community, which was their judgment, and because I want to get into connecting it to economic intangibles. People of any society or anywhere respect tangibles, tools they can use. Rasta probably will get a bad rep from here to Jamaica because it just, weed smoking chant, but I'm not saying there ain't activism in there and different stuff, but you can't say fire burn Babylon system when we live in a Babylon system, and we have to be smart about how we navigate it and create tangibles, because you still gotta, whether you like it or not, you still gotta use those debt notes, which are aka our dollars. You still have to sign the these treaties, aka lease agreements, because the same way how the European colonized our whole Americas, in the natives that was here, because they partly got them drunk, got them sick, got them to sign treaties and all types of stuff. So we can't act like we don't know what land we're living in, but judge so much, because then you got a generation of kids that are going to grow up with no tangibles in a certain way. Because when I saw you and you were like, yo, I'm a lawyer, I'm like, yo, you was like a superhero to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I ain't never really remember. I was like, I want you to represent me as a lawyer. I don't even know how much you know or don't know. A Rasta man as a lawyer, entertainment, I ain't never seen it in my life. Hell yeah. I'm like blessed, like, you know what I'm saying? Just because the consciousness side of Rasta is so strong, and the spiritual side is unquestionable and objectively strong. But when it comes to the tangibles and where are the youth, the Rasta rec center, like, where is the Bingy House franchise? If we're going to talk business, where's a bunch of Bingy House that are connected a youth center? Remember, the Bingy House had a school upstairs.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? A Bingy House had the chant downstairs, had the food and the kitchen in the middle, and all. You know, it had an ecosystem. Where are
yeah,
these Rasta ecosystems? And you can tell me if there is more in some places, but they are not prevailing because one, we're in a system society that does not praise that because that is anti the establishment, which y'all already knew. But it's like what, like like Martin Luther King, where do we go from here? You know, type of stuff. Because we can't just say fire burn, fire burn, fire burn all day. Like where these you now all that fire burn, and it's like one of the Ross elders. I can't remember which Ross Iris. Man,
yeah.
I heard how he was like he was sick, and how some of the Ross came, was in his house, and what I'm saying, don't give him more weed to smoke. He don't need that right now. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Give him some drink. And I could be if I'm speaking out of context and I don't know, it's okay. It's just from
Yeah,
when I was like chatting with the brother Ross McConan,
yeah,
based out of Oakland. Um, and he came and brought him some juices and stuff. Not saying no other Rosses
yeah,
did, but he came and brought him some healthy immune boosting juices and stuff.
yeah.
Cause
Rastafari gets that, and for his condition, the cannabis is good for him too, because you know what I
well,
mean.
well, I'm, I'm just
It's
saying like
better.
smoking. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm saying
It's
like
better
I'm not
than,
saying cannabis. I'm saying like
yeah,
if he drank the cannabis and you can't consume
yeah.
like I don't even smoke weed anymore because what
Hmm.
happens is in these tobacco and the carcinogens and stuff. I'm not telling you no, you don't know. So I'm just for the people
Yeah.
that just they can have their opinions, but smoke is not good for our respiratory
Hmm.
system. Period. Even now smoke abuse because there's different tribunal ways and stuff to do this stuff and
Yeah.
then replenish the body because the Rasta still was healthy with the ital, live it, not diet, live it, right? So
Yes.
that is helping a balance of cleansing as you consume the smoke. But I'm talking to more of a general populace of people who smoking and they're still drinking the sweet juice, still drinking,
Yeah.
the sugar is a drug. We got all types of
Yeah.
other drugs
Yeah.
before we even,
Yeah.
I don't even call cannabis a drug. I'm just saying it
Yeah.
becomes a drug when you abuse it and you're smoking and not replenishing your body in the other ways. That's going to
Definitely.
mess up your system. And then the weed, the lighting it on fire chemically changes the anatomy of it. Like it literally changes what it once is with the attributes that it can give you, as far as the THC and the terpene and all that stuff. Back, as far as like the natives, what I've read, they would make something for like the chosen people where they would mix a little gold and silver and liquidate, turn the can you see me?
Yeah, I can see it. It
They would,
was a
they would
little
turn
glitchy.
yeah, they would turn the cannabis into a liquid form to be consumed and drank. And it's so that's just from knowledge that I've read over the time as far as natives and different people all over as far as the consumption of cannabis. It's just that smoke also messes with your dopamine and serotonin balances in your mind and your brain. So people can feel how they want, respect to disagreements and differences. I'm just
Yes.
saying from as I look at the science of it, because I know I was addicted to putting grabber in the weed, not the weed. I
Yeah.
was addicted to the grabber
Yeah.
or tobacco for whoever's looking.
That's one of the biggest problems that we have in Rastafari right now is, a lot of Rastafari brethren and sisters are addicted to tobacco with the grabber. They call it fronto in
Frontal,
Jamaica.
funnel, or
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a terrible scourge on the community. I wanna go into that your journey to America's Got Talent because
mm,
you were on a national platform. You know what I mean?
yep,
You created an international splash doing what you do, on the streets of DC. how did that whole journey take place, and what did that do for you in terms of your brand as Malik Dope? Again, this brethren has over 100,000 followers on Instagram, Facebook, all of these things. I mean,
Yeah.
world-renowned drummer. So how did that journey to America's Got Talent take place?
Yeah, so that happened, and once again, as you asked me a question, I picked back up from where I was
Yeah,
talking about, and I
yeah,
speed forward. So after I got into Howard Drumline, I got into Howard University Drumline because I was drumming at the bus stop PG Station, and basically I didn't get into the band or nothing, but a guy, one of my good friends who's now my production manager, my man Derek Allen, he said, "Yo, you want to be in the band at Howard?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro." Like, what? I was looking for that dream, you know what I'm saying? To be in the marching band, to have the dream, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So, and what better place than Howard, the
of
prestigious
course.
Howard University.
Yeah,
So, marched to Howard, you know what I'm saying, from 2012 to 2015, had great experiences, had some challenging experiences. And remember 2012, that's when my father got in an accident,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And my father got in an accident on the day I graduated high school.
Oh,
we
wow.
wasn't we wasn't talking the whole time. He literally got in an accident the day I graduated high school. I came into the hospital still with my cap and gown on because the family didn't tell me how bad a condition he was in. They kind of lied because they didn't want me to get all like, oh, yeah. Even though I
Yeah,
wasn't gonna do like that, but they just still be like, oh, he's doing fine. Just come up here. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, all right, maybe this is a chance, because like also I had to very quickly in the time squash a feeling of guilt of, man, all I could have did was invited him to my graduation. He would have never rode the bike that day to do his carrying
ooh,
job, to because then
yes.
he would have changed his pattern of that day to prepare for his son's graduation, and we
That's a
haven't talked
heavy
in 4 years.
burden. That's a heavy burden to carry. I hope you don't carry that still.
No, but I
Okay,
I, I
yeah,
say this because you can step into the science of like, oh, maybe I could have changed the fate, or that's just the wonders of the world of of the the butterfly effect of
yeah,
life, where you could, but that don't mean he would have even came that day, or I believe he would have though, because that's an
yeah.
important thing, and I
But
believe he
the Almighty is the author. That was out of your hands from before the foundation of the earth was established. So
a hundred, a
you're
hundred
not,
percent.
you cannot carry that vibration. That's too heavy for a human being to carry, and it was never the destiny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I said I quickly eliminated that from my mind, knowing that I could have changed the direction and maybe could have produced an outcome, but I don't have the math to quantify an exact fact of that. He wouldn't have still gotten to the accident prior to me, contacting
Hmm.
him for my graduation. So anyway, I get the text as I'm waiting to be called onto the stage. You know what I'm saying, that he got in an accident. And I'm like,
Wow.
dang. So right after graduation, I head over. I'm like, I got my cap and gown on, my diploma in my hand. I'm like, man, we gonna get cool because he'll see the diploma. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
gonna, it's gonna repair our relationship, and everything's gonna be like a vibe now because, what I'm saying, it's gonna, what I'm saying, it's gonna be a oneness. I got to get to the hospital, my cap and gown. Man, my diploma ain't even mean shit. Seeing the way he looked, his head dented up. You know what I'm saying? Like looking like he was dead, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I,
Like,
I saw him in those days, and it was, I mean,
I think you was
breathless.
at the hospital that night.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
can't
was
remember.
there. I was there. Definitely, I was there. You know, it
And
was a
then
big.
he looked he looked up while he was in that state, like, and he saw me, and he's like, and then the machine started beeping because he saw me, like, oh, my son, dang, you know what I'm saying? And then we had to leave out of the room in that time, and that was very like, I learned big a big, and I tell this about kids, I tell this to other people who still got their parents in their life or whatever. I learned a big level about forgiveness, the highest level about forgiveness, even though he was the grown man or whatever, and I was the kid or minor or whatever. It was like, man, either one of us could have repaired the relationship in that time, and broke that cycle of 4 years of, because like during that 4 years, you know, I went to Japan and stuff. I did all types of stuff. I lost my virginity, all types of shit. I didn't get to tell him about life of what, you know what I'm saying, like that I want to tell him. You know what I'm saying? He taught me about sex and stuff, about condoms and stuff, but I didn't get to tell him about how was my first time with a shawty and stuff, and like, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that I know we could talk about and have a bonding moment, man to man, man to boy, man to young man, right? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I see you. Are you driving now?
So,
please pull over soon.
But I'm good.
Okay.
No, we good. I'm almost at my destination. And I was on the road. We good. But so I had to learn a big thing about forgiveness, not letting time go by too far off of grudges, man. You know, because now I was only left with who my father was from that point, and you seeing who he was for the next 8 years of his life. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely was changed.
He didn't have his memory
He never made a full recovery. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like in a special ed kid state, but still remembered his loved ones in the most part. His, you know, the brain is an interesting organ, you know. It's a very magical organ. So to see that he still remember his spiritual belief, Rasta, Haile Selassie, he still remembered he still remembered like his mom, his brethren, them. And then I watched him grow back his memory and everything, like regenerate. Also him being Ital, you know, him being Ital in the livid. That gave his body to hit better, you know. The in that time.
We're losing the signal a little bit, and just to elaborate on what the brethren is saying, you know, his father, again, was pronounced a vegetable. It was pronounced that he would never have use of his limbs again. He would never walk again. And little by little, you know what I mean, he regained his speech. He regained his mobility till he was able to walk without assistance. But he never really fully regained his cognitive ability to live in a home. And so, you know, it wasn't the same Ras Mugabe, although it was the same Ras Mugabe, as he says, he still Hail His Majesty, which I think is what anchored him and was able to allow him to come forward from the brink. And he, as I said, he still remembered even because I was walking through the mall and he was with a group of other, you know, people who were with cognitive disability. He was doing his rehab, and he called out Ras Kwasi, you know what I mean? So he still had that function, you know what I mean? And it really, you know, in my journey as a Ras, that was one of the seminal things that strengthened my faith, because again, he was written off by the best doctors in the world, and when I saw what he was able to do through the power, you know what I mean, that really strengthened my faith. And I hope all of the parents are listening what the brethren is saying about forgiveness. If you have a child out there, because it wasn't his job to reach out to his father as a child, a high school, it was really his father's job to reach out to him. And he never really got a chance to do that in his fullness because of the accident. So I hope all of the parents who are listening to this, if you have a child that's estranged, you know what I mean, reach out to your youth, because you don't know what life can bring forward to you. So I hope.
See me now? I'm back.
Yes, I can see you. All right.
I'm listening.
I remember, take me to the journey to America's Got Talent, because I want the Rastafari family to know your great achievements, that what you have achieved, and you did a little tribute to your father on that platform as well. So you brought Rastafari to a national platform. What that was on, what, CBS or NBC?
That was on NBC. So after Howard University Marching Band, I started street performing. I got famous and viral from street performing, yada yada yada. Built that fame through the internet and stuff. I had some connections of two of my sisters, Chloe and Maud, famous tap dancers from DC. They performed all over in the world too. One of their friends knew a friend that was a producer for America's Got Talent, and they connected me with her. And then she was like, "Yo, you dope. I was just checking your stuff out." And then we built a pitch deck of my videos to pitch it to the network, and she pitched it to the network. The network approved it after like a month or two of me waiting to see what they was gonna say, and then yeah, I and in the the pandemic, I was on America's Got Talent, and during the pandemic 2020, so that was real crazy for me to be on that because before the pandemic, remember I did the other thing. I was on Rebel Salute. I was Queen
Yes.
Ifrica. I was Queen Ifrica and Tony Rebel's drummer for Rebel Salute 2018.
Yes. Talk
Queen
about that
Ifrica.
too. Yeah, talk about that. This crowd will know about Rebel Salute. So talk
Yeah.
about how you got on Rebel Salute.
So Queen Ifrica, because basically I was doing semi-famous stuff before America's Got Talent. I met Erica Badu. Erica Badu had me perform at her birthday party in Texas, flew me out there. I ended up performing with Dave Chappelle, all types of random stuff. You gonna hear? Um, and so um, yeah, Queen Ivory, Erica Badu posted me on her Instagram, and she was just
Okay.
like treat me like I was his nephew. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow, that's Erica Badu. You know what I'm saying? The queen. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Queen Africa sent me a message on Instagram. He's like, "Yo, you a very talented drummer, man. You're so amazing." And I didn't know who she was at the time, so I went and go tell my mother and my stepfather, because my stepfather's Jamaican, so he know about Queen Africa from kid. And my mom, she knows about the Jamaican culture because she just liked Jamaican culture for 30, 40 years. So I'm like, yo, this lady named Queen Africa reached out to me. They like, Queen Africa? No, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, man, this lady named Queen Africa sent me a message and saying she want to collaborate with me, want me to drum with her or something. I'm like, is she famous or something? Like, who is she? And then they like, I showed them a message. They're like, really, go get out of my face. Go do some research and talk to me again. You know what I'm saying? Like not like they wasn't like that, but they like, you don't know, go look her up. Go see her. And I'm like, damn, look her. I'm like, wow, she's actually like known, like big, musical, big
One of
activist.
the greatest lyricists that come out
One,
of Jamaica. One of my favorite artists in terms of lyrics, female artists.
yeah. So they end up they end up flying me to Jamaica and housed me in Jamaica for 2 weeks in Kingston. And I met Tony Rebel. I didn't know who Tony Rebel was, you know what I'm saying? Because they like, I want you to perform Rebel Salute and all this stuff. I'm like, what is this? I had to look all this stuff. I'm like, dang, this show big. Oh, snap. So they had me in, they Tony Rebel put me on TVJA. The whole of Jamaica saw me in that time. I'm like, dang. I also ended up going viral on World Star Hip Hop Instagram while I was doing a video out there. So I got like 30,000 more followers while I was there for another thing of just posting a video about the rocks, and then I was rehearsing with them for 2 weeks. We was rehearsing at this famous Chinaman studio. It's this Chinese guy. I forgot his name, but he got like a daughter that was in, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He was a known man that had all the legends, like,
Yeah.
even from Bob Marley time. So, and I remember just having to get used to the culture, you know what I'm saying, of the Jamaican, the one drop beat, like the drive, all that stuff. And because I'm playing the beats, but they're like, you have to mash it. I'm like, bro, I'm mashing it. Like, what are you? They like, yeah, it's just like it's like a connection, like go. I had to learn when it's like pull up, or it's like low, level, low. I'm like, oh, I gotta watch her every time, and then their dialect was so strong of an accent. I'm like, oh, I had to listen because I'm more American, so it was an interest. It was 2 weeks. I'm riding around with Tony Rebel. I met his one of his houses with his sons. Tony Rebel looked me in he welcomed me like I was a son too. He called me like you one of my sons now too. He's like I'm gonna show y'all how to become a millionaire. And he spoke for all of us like we were just young little kings, little princes or something. And I was like, dang, what's going on? I'm seeing him hand the envelope to all the reggae artists. They gotta come get their tickets and paper and payment and all this stuff for Rebel Salute. I'm seeing Junior Reed. I'm seeing Sizzler. I'm seeing everybody pulling up to his place. I'm seeing him having the kids and family answering the phone in the office. I'm seeing a true king.
Yes.
You know, king
Big
activity.
Like, yes, big up
I ain't never seen that. You know what I'm saying? Like in no type of nothing. I'm seeing family business. You know, I'm just I built they daughters and sons love me and rock with me. From her Queen Africa little son Malawi, you know what I'm saying? He's a little older now, but all of them they just, you know what I'm saying? All of them just was rocking with me, man, and just a love, and I just had like a spark of my American / Rasta roots and stuff like that. They was fucking with me, man. They was, excuse my language, but they was rocking with me hard. And then TJA, then Rebel Salute, it was like big, because it's like I did a whole like hour-long set. I played all her songs, like, you know what I'm saying? I had to rehearse her songs. I'm really in rehearsal with them, and I'm seeing like, yo, these were real. And I had my mom was out there. My mom flew out, stayed with me. I got my mom to see it, and she's grew up knowing all these people, but it's like her young son that doesn't know so much about the reggae Jamaican culture that she studies, know everything that is going on. I brought my mom to that, free tickets, whole experience. My mom loved it. She's very proud of me. You know what I'm saying? And she's still alive. You know what I'm saying? My dad, yeah, he was still alive too, but remember he was in that type of psychosis.
Yeah.
But he was, I talked to him. He's like, oh, bless her. Oh my God, bless her. Ras Tafari. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People like, dang, man, you doing it, man. You doing it. You making it, bro. You doing it.
Yeah.
People back proud. I would go on live, show the rehearsal. They like, some people like, hit it, man, hit it. They was
so
like,
you were playing an actual drum set.
Yeah, I played the whole drum set for her whole catalog of what songs she was doing. Yeah. And then remember, I had to learn the songs, but then I had to watch for her because they don't do the original song when they do it live. They do it faster, and they like ta 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 pull up. I'm like, whoa, where are we going? You know what I'm saying? You have to pay attention. Like it's just like marching band. Everything's like, it's like go-go, and it's like marching band where you gotta watch out for the conductor. She's the conductor, and she's like, level, bring it up, back it down, talk to the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, God, you know what I'm saying? I gotta, dude, it's like, whoa, this is like, I gotta pay attention. I can't look off. I can't be like, I gotta look, you know what I'm saying? And then she gave me a tribute for me to play my snare drum and do my thing. And the whole band and all of that came, the old band members and the dancers, they all crowd around me. It was just like a tribal thing, man. It was special, man. It was real special. I'm drumming, they all like, you know what I'm saying, just bigging me up. I drum with Ruption from Third World Band, you know what I'm saying? And that was in front of 22,000 people. You know what I'm saying? It was 22,000 people out there.
Wow.
So that was special, man. And my mom got to see that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's some of the stuff. There's a lot more other stuff of celebrities and all stuff I encountered before doing America's Got Talent. I just have to let that be known because that's something where people think that America's Got Talent. Like, nah, this has been a climb to even reach the status of the world's biggest stage, America's Got Talent, woo, 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 European, whatever, white man system. I did all types of stuff with black folk community stuff, all types of stuff. But people just remember America's Got Talent because it's NBC.
What other celebrities did you encounter, or what other celebrity cosigns have you gotten?
I've performed with Wale. I got invited to perform with Usher, but I missed my mega bus to perform with him in front of 17,000 people, man. 2017. 17,000 people in New York. They, you know what I'm saying? They told me come out there. They still gave me a little money for coming. I was like, dang, Usher reached me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? He sent me a message like, yo, you killing the drums, man. What you doing in New York? I got a show. but I had to come to sound check. I missed the megabus. I still got there later, but I missed the megabus. I'm a name on the list. I got it. We at Barclays Center. You know what I'm saying? We at Barclays Stadium. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, Swiss Beats. I performed with Swiss Beats. I performed with Mike Will Made It and Ray Strummer. I'm in a music video with Jim Jones and stuff. Like I said, I'm drumming on a chair with Dave Chappelle at Erykah Badu's birthday party. He drunk, and I started playing some go-go beat. I told him I was from Leroy Park. He's like, oh God. And he just like, we playing go-go on the chairs. He had a tambourine in his hand. He dropped the tambourine because I was doing something crazy. Like, you know, it's all types of stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? I performed with 2 Chainz, you know, with Mike Will. Yeah, all types of stuff before that, even America's Got Talent stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I welcome Ndaba Nelson, which is Mandela's grandson. He came to USA to promote his book, and sometimes, and you know, he came from South Africa, you know, to promote his book, and I welcomed him after he left from the embassy to that place, wherever he went in DC. All types of stuff, man. I've been, you know, I'm a part of Don't Mute DC. That whole thing that was in DC about that stuff, about this trying to shut down street performing and music.
Yeah.
I'm literally one of the pioneers of that, even though I don't claim it and everybody else start using it as a money grab and all that stuff. Anyway, let me just talk about it.
Just to explain that was the street performers, the white people in DC were complaining about the noise and things, gentrification as the neighborhood changed. So all of the people came together to fight for the right to play the go-go, because DC, they have you know, bands that would play outside of the metros.
Yeah, so the bill was called the Amplified Sound and Noise Amendment of 2018.
Yes.
And they was trying to ban amplified sound on the street, meaning a speaker, boombox, all that stuff. And this was not just going on DC though. This was going on nationally around all the downtowns in America, because there was other real estate interests. It's everything about money, you know. It's new buildings, new other stuff. We can't have these people encroaching on our business and our dollars, and they're not paying taxes on their street performance money, blah 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 blah, right? You know, so it's a lot of it was an economic interest, you know what I'm saying, and them not soundproofing the buildings downtown enough for that, because that was the whole thing. It was like they will pull out decibel readers on me to try to read the decibels, you know, the dBs of how loud I am and all that stuff. But it's like, yo, you live downtown. You got ambulances and ambient noise that just coming through your windows without me even playing. You're gonna hear noise all the time, whether we hear it or not. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is go-go was founded on the streets of DC through buckets and, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Trash can buckets, scraps of whatever to play something. So you ain't about to stop our culture and not even care about it just because you're a taxpayer. No, that's bullying. That's bullying and white supremacy bullying, you know, and prejudice and bigotry and all that, all those words, you know, that's that stuff, you know, if you know, you know, right? So yeah, anyway, yeah, I helped fight and get that bill.
Did your Rastafari upbringing inspire you to be that justice, to stand for truth and right?
That my Rastafari upbringing has been a part of me even to this day. Like even to this day, my pride and stuff. That's the Rastafari energy. Like no doubt about it. That's my father's energy in me. I became more my father as I came into a young adulthood and adulthood. I wasn't like him so much then that I could know. I became more like him now in my consciousness and the seek for knowledge, my popularity and socialism around the people in the community and stuff like that. I just took it 10x or 100x past what he did, because he ain't never been to Africa. I've been to South Africa twice and I've been to Egypt. He ain't never been to Africa, bro.
Wow.
He done studied Africa, all this stuff more than me. He ain't never been to Africa.
What was that like, touching the motherland for the first time?
Man, it was amazing because my drumming brought me there. I was hired by one of my friends' nonprofit to do a student exchange. So I'm teaching them about go-go and my way of drumming and entertainment while they were sharing their South African roots and stuff with me. I'm like, dang, my talent got me here, got me paid, what I'm saying, to explore the talent. I mean, explore this area with my talent. And it's Africa. It was like, dang, I mean, this stuff this should have brought me to Africa, bro. Damn. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of them other moments where it's like, yo, this drumming stuff done got me here. Like every time I link with a celebrity or do something viral or do something, I'm like, dang, this drumming. Because I haven't worked a job for anybody since 2013. I've been fully doing this since 2013, bro.
Wow. Powerful.
Almost like I've been doing this for almost 12 years, independent, making money to pay my phone bill and pay more. Now my shows, I'm gonna just say it for whoever watching or not, my shows I get like $25,000 for like a 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute show. Not all the time because everybody don't have the same budget, but I'm saying that's where my numbers are at now for somebody who just came from the street performing. And everybody don't even know this, not that they need to know, but like I'm able to get real money that I can reinvest. I'm sitting the car I'm sitting in right now, a BMW 5 Series, because off the drumming, off of my talent, off the meritocracy of my talent. So I be telling these youth and adults, you got to stick with it. This ain't overnight. This is 11 years in the making, and I'm still building new heights. I'm able to take care of my daughter off of the gigs that I'm being employed with for my talent. This ain't no coincidence, bro. This is the willpower of Jah. This is the same. I am being a diplomat like Haile Selassie was, going to different lands and connecting with the people and doing that. You know what I'm saying? Foreign diplomacy. What? Yeah. I'm Haile Selassie too. I'm not him, but like
we overstand. This is the Rastafari platform. We overstand Haile Selassie is in the eye heart. You know what I mean? And I really give thanks and I look forward to helping to guide the eye. You reached out to I, and there are a lot of brethren from DC Rastafari community that will watch this video, and I know they all feel the same because you're from our village, and we have a collective responsibility to help to guide the eye and provide that foundation and strengthen that foundation for the eye as one of our sons.
I didn't forget my roots. So like I said, got the opportunity to be on America's Got Talent, and I'm like, wow, this is major. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I'm suffering from my little brother just got locked up. I got a little brother that's serving 30 years in prison right now for second-degree murder because he was high off pills and doing street type stuff. I'm suffering from that huge depression, which I had to overcome in that time. Like, see, everything in life sometimes, like when there's a good thing that's happening, it's coupled with a bad thing. This is just the laws of nature and some other stuff that it's metaphysical. I can't describe it. But in that time, my little brother just got sentenced to 30 years. I'm like, dang, and I was in his life, and at the same time, I get this opportunity to be on this big platform. He even
what was your brother's name?
His name's Jelani, but I just don't speak about it because I don't know who family member suffered that. You got to really, street politics wise, you got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to watch yourself with those type of things because you don't know who's suffering, thing like that, So, yeah, but he's in a better place mentally, but drugs is you know what I'm saying? I'm big on the youth advocacy and mentorship because these drugs have ruined a lot of kids, man, along with the toxicity of music and environment. It's a whole toxic concoction of happenstance. So, but yeah, I was able to be on America's Got Talent that time, and he even from the jail cell, he saw me on TV. There's a lot of different my friends that was locked up in a jail cell. They saw me on TV, and I'm telling. And that brought tears to me because they was like, yeah, I'm telling my man, man, I know cuz, I know cuz. You know what I'm saying? They're like, man, that's my man. They're like, you don't know him. Like, yeah, that's my man. He used to be drumming on gallery, bro. That's my man. It's like he fade, he done made it, bro. That's my man. Yeah. They get out of prison. They like, bro, I was locked up, literally in the cell, seeing you kill it, bro. I was locked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? They get out later and they like, bro, I was in jail watching you, bro. You try like it kept me motivated, bro, to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Cause you just kept going with the same drumming stuff, bro. And now I'm out here, bro. I'm motivated by, you know what I'm saying? That stuff could get you emotional, like, cause what I'm doing and the roots of where I'm from, you know what I'm saying, has literally brung me across all across the world and helped me to inspire people to keep on going with what they're doing, you know, or with what they're going through, just to be a beacon of hope to other humans. You know what I'm saying? That's big to me.
That's
That's
serious.
big. And
No, that's,
like I said, I was able to give my father a shout out as I knew he was gonna pass soon. He passed the next year after America's Got Talent. He passed away the next year, bro.
wow.
Literally, I had to give him a praise and worship on the biggest stage of one of the biggest stages in the world. You know what I'm saying? Biggest stage in the world. First, I felt skeptical because the politics of that system, they want to feast off of your 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 negativity of you. They want that story. They want to exploit you, but they couldn't exploit what was already my truth. You know what I'm saying? It was already what I was going through, so I didn't feel the type of way of sharing the love for my father and all that. But I wasn't about to tell them like the stuff about like, you know what I'm saying, different stuff where we fell out or something. I'm like, because they gonna try to get in your business to exploit you all the way. I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, man. I got I gotta show them, like, you know what I'm saying, like this is one of the people that, yeah, this is why I'm here. The energy, there's a roster, man. You know what I'm saying? I talk about a bunch of stuff, but they cut a lot of other stuff out because they ain't really, once again, this system ain't giving praise to the roster, man, the true, you know what I'm saying, the children of Shem and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They not here to praise that. But I still had to say it and see what I can get through in the airways because it's hard to be real. It's hard to be real on these platforms
Mm-hmm.
while at the same time giving them entertainment, what they want. You in their house, you
Mm-hmm.
giving them what they want as far as on this fame and all this stuff. So
Yes.
I had to skate the borderlines of watching other people on the show kind of sell their soul a little bit for this fame, and I had to maintain my integrity and representing my father. And I had Backyard Band do a go-go remix for me of their song for my like I could have just stayed doing other people's shit that I don't know. I like, nah. I told him, I'm like, it has to start this way. That go-go has to start right there. No, I'm not doing it the other way. Go-go, Kendrick Lamar, and then we can have your little white shit. No, you know what I'm saying? And they listen to me because you got to use certain words. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to tell people about when you get into this Hollywood realm, you got to use words like, oh no, I'm not comfortable like that. That doesn't represent me well. You got to know how to speak the language
Yeah.
of that so you
So you,
can
you,
get,
you have to do some code switching to get across the international diplomacy, just like His Majesty had to speak French sometime, speak a
yeah,
little English sometime. You naturally adopted the diplomacy of code switching to communicate your message. Um,
ex-
one of the things that I'm really curious about is, I mean, after America's Got Talent, you didn't win the competition. What was that like in the follow up after America's Got Talent? Where did life lead you after that?
so for one, I speak on the good and the bad. The
Yeah.
good was like DC, man, will ever remember me as a legend of somebody that represented that area in the highest level. Like ain't nobody else really from DC did it like I did it, let alone coming from the go-go community and all that, like, and still stay true of a representation of consciousness and showmanship and all like putting it together in the right package where I didn't say, hey, I'm from LA. Like no, I kept that shit masculine in the right way. I kept that shit
Yes.
healthy in the right way. I kept that shit black, you know what I'm saying, comedic, black, Nubian, whatever, Ras, you know what I'm saying? I got to show, oh, your father Bobo, even rosters that didn't know me from across the land or whatever, they like, oh, let me see the item. Bless, bless. I see you have a Bobo dad, man. Bless, bless, man. I hope he's well. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even know. They just,
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
represent us, you know what I'm saying? Without contradicting or compromising too much us, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
And the bad was like, it was a pandemic. So I was about to be like 6 figures up, like all these gigs and everything reaching out to me and all that. And like I'm like about to earn like 6 figure, go crazy, you know what I'm saying, on the economic part. But then it was just kind of like taken from me because of the pandemic and the lockdown, shutdown.
Wow.
It just
Wow.
all just made me like have to start over, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Life be like that. You be climbing up and it's just
Yeah.
like get your
Yeah.
wings snip a little
Yeah.
bit. So I had to crawl out of that and be a phoenix out of the ashes of that again and get to the 6 figures on the other side. You know what I'm saying? And even, you know what I'm saying, working like in that system, I had wore my merch, not this one. I wore my other dope merch on the show on the first episode, which technically I'm not supposed to, but I got away with it and made $5,000 off of them. So you gotta show
Wow.
you gotta they wasn't paying us to be on the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you got to know how to finesse the system, you know, to get what you getting. And it's a pandemic, so I'm like, I need some money. I can't because at that time I had to leave the lease that I was on because all my gigs was getting canceled right before the pandemic. Before they was about to fly me to LA, so I'm living in a hotel while on the show. So the longer I'm getting to be on the show, is the longer that I can live somewhere until I got to either just go back to my mom's spot or be homeless or something. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So it was like, you know, survival with entertainment. I love it. I love the rush, but it was just like, I gotta kill it. And the contract, every time you go to a next round, they hit you with a bigger contract. Luckily, I had a lawyer friend who had a lawyer friend, and she was in entertainment law. She didn't charge me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have the money for a lawyer to look over and like that.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah. Yeah.
took it upon herself, looked over. She had her mentor, which is a guy named Bob Celestine. She had him look over. You heard of Bob Celestine?
I've heard
Big,
the name. Yeah.
big
Yeah.
and a black lawyer. Both she a black sister. He a guy, black older guy. He signed music, you know, a boogie with the hoodie and all them to Atlantic Records and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
in the industry, and all he said was, "Hey, brother, just do the best you can, man, and hope they send you home because you don't want to be locked in a contract. That contract was a 360 deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
With it,
So
with
you
like
really just want to get the exposure and get out of there.
yeah, I did 3 shows. You know what I'm saying? Max probably about like 500 to a billion views of viewership of being seen because they took it American wise, then they sent it all over the world. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like other people outside of the world, outside of America's seeing it after you already went home and stuff. So
Yeah.
I was a semifinalist and I got sent home and it's like I won though because they paying you $1 million and don't tell nobody, but whatever I'm saying here.
Yeah.
But they pay you
Yeah.
$1 million in a span of 40 years. So that's $25,000 a year
Wow.
of 40 years, not including taxes and LA taxes. And if you're a millionaire, now you're getting taxed in the 40 percentile tax bracket, right? And then not excluding some probably tax uh fee, that some processing fee. I don't know, some other stuff. So you probably
Yes.
getting like $10,000, $5,000 a year from them for 40 years. Yeah, that's still money, but it's like that's not a whole $1 million like they say you're supposed to get if you win it. So it's like, and any artists are like bound to this weird contract with Simon Cowell. Like, see, I ain't about to say too much because now I'm gonna get if this makes it to the wrong place and somebody run
Yeah,
their
yeah,
mouth.
yeah, yeah. And just we understand that the agreement was not a great agreement. But you were able to go viral because I saw your clip. It was a while after it had aired, but it had gone viral because of the reaction of the judges.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
When they saw
exactly.
you, when they saw what you were doing, they were like, you know, it was blowing their minds. So
Also,
uh,
real quick, this my queen right here. I'm no, I'm not. This is not my child's mom. I'm not with the mom, but everything
yeah,
cordial. But this is my queen right here, Mariah. Hello.
greetings, Sister Mariah, beautiful, beautiful black sister. I see you.
Thank yeah, you. Yeah. She's the Congolese and Mississippian bloodline. You know.
Okay, okay, yeah, beautiful, beautiful royal queen.
Yeah.
Uh, pleasure to meet the eye.
Nice yeah, I would put her on. And she's like, okay, but yeah, no, I just had to show her because she real queen energy is my real queen. So I gotta make sure
I feel it. I feel it through the screen, but we'll talk offline.
Yes.
And we're almost at the 2 hour mark, so we're gonna seal up shortly. I wanted to touch another topic. I'm seeing a lot of the second generation getting tattoos. I know that your generation is very normal to get tattoos. What's the whole energy behind the tattoo? I'm seeing a lot of the Rastafari youths that I grew up with seeking to get this tattoo, and we know from an Israelite perspective, you're not really supposed to mark your skin and these things, but I know from a comedic perspective, sometimes the tattoo. Yeah. So no, but I want to hear from a second generation directly. What is the fullness with the tattoo fullness?
Well, it's a sign of the times, and one right a perspective of just people going with trend, just like fashion dread, but they don't know the significance of locks in the same way. But they just like it as a style, as a like, oh, cool identity. I like that. It makes me feel special, beautiful, or confident, or whatever. Trendy, and then it means something to people. Most people, it means something to people. They're tattooing their loved ones. They're tattooing quotes and art and words. They tattooing symbols. And there's other religious folks that tattoo Jesus on their stuff, God, a cross. Muslims tattoo this. Other even Rastafarians, sometimes that are not of the generation older, like from time, they got tattoos as well. Maybe before or after, So sometimes things grow into another. Things don't stay the same, good or bad. Yes, this ink is not healthy and it could be poisonous to the skin and to some cancer, some or most or none, but also it's the meaning behind it that sometimes it just grows to what is culture to the now generation that is in the now, know. And so I can feel your perspective as well. I can also see the perspective of this. I'd rather this youth getting tattooed, feeling himself, rather than going killing up something and robbing something or doing something else. There's some people that pick up a tattoo gun before they pick up a real gun. There's some people, you know what I'm saying? And remember, I was an artist. So I did these tattoos on myself right here. I used to do tattoos around way before I was so popular with the drumming, more my go-go time. Okay. That was a phase 2. But, we can't fall too much into vanity and too much into those sins that are unhealthy, just objectively unhealthy. So I feel like it's a moving process that we have to still spread insight and light to the younger generation of, all right, slow down now. I don't want to control you, but just here, let me tell you some methods to help you understand why you're doing that. If you're confident in why you're doing it, hey, we don't control them. We just can guide them. You know what I'm saying? Don't mark up your face if you're not ready to embark fully on that path of what that leads to, or of judgment in all likes. Because I don't have tattoo on my neck or my face because it's just, I'm gonna do that. If I could cover it, I did the hands now, but these are my symbols for my brand, and I did this last because I'm like, also the jobs. If I was to have to get a job, they you're not in a gang or something. But see, times have moved forward to just like they accept locks now more. They don't bash you about your hair, your representation and stuff. Having straight hair or having your stuff braided or not, not nappy or whatever. things culturally move forward in other ways, but at the same time, we must still hold on to traditional understanding of what came before us. You know what I'm saying? Even me with the tattoos, but I know what I represent in my heart beyond my skin. You know what I'm saying? I know what I am beyond the flesh. Like when I if I was to pass away tomorrow, I know what my method and my message is of today and now what I'm going to represent beyond this flesh. This is finite. As much
Yes.
as it's still something you should make sure you take care of and make sure you don't brand yourself in the wrong way to create bad spirits towards you. At
Yes.
the same time, you must understand, as you ascend and transcend on, I don't really believe in an afterlife. I believe in an all life, continued life, forever life, where
Okay.
once I transcend from this, the the meaning of who I was to any youth, any kid, anybody that motivated by what I did, just like a James Brown or Michael Jackson or Bruce Lee or Bob Marley, any of these legends that are living forever. Like Bob Marley's still alive. His essence is more alive than he could ever be.
Yes, I.
He couldn't do what he's ascended to a type of God, a godhood, and what he means to us, what he did for Rastafari movement, what he did for people that don't even follow Rastafari movement but respect his diplomacy. You know what I'm saying? Same way Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie is not here anymore, but he's really here. He's now. You know.
Yeah, we say Haile Selassie I live until they can provide us evidence otherwise. Big up Fight Babylon Lion Pride on Patreon. Checking, give
Right.
thanks for staying with us, Fight Babylon as well. We appreciate love the eye strength. He said, give thanks for life. And I appreciate the vibes, positive every time. Big up Game Amp Me. True, we gotta grow together intergenerationally. These are my regular family, so I gotta big them up. All praises to the Most High. Big up Model Car out in LA. That's what it
Right.
means to have eternal life when your energy lives on. So you know what I mean. Big up all of the Lion Pride who are tuned in. This is just the first of a series I'm going to be doing on second generation. I want to give thanks for the brethren for his time and coming on. This is a famous, world famous brethren. Although he's a younger adult, but the brethren has already stamped himself globally according to his works and his legacy. And again, he might be one of the greatest drummers of all time. Go check out Malik Dope if you're not following him. You know what I mean? From Rebel Salute, America's Got Talent, countless celebrities. You've heard it here.
I did a TED Talk.
TED Talk, you know what I mean? The brethren, his thing is up, you know what I mean? His thing is up.
And it's still just the beginning.
And it's still just the beginning. Because as you heard, COVID kind of came in and created a stumbling block, but the brethren has overcome. So in terms of wrapping up now, I just want you to tell us, as the Rastafari family, how do we reach the second generation? What would you recommend from the global Rastafari family, how to reach brethren like yourself,
As a Rastafari community is the key. And within creating community, creating tangible, equitable things that this generation can grow with, along with growing with the respect of the Rastafari movement as what it means and the consciousness that it embodies into one's consciousness. So we need opportunity. These kids are growing up and it's more materialistic, so you have to speak the language of the modern youth. You can't be stuck on judgment so hard like I've seen the Rastafari movement be before, but also don't compromise too hard. Stay on the tradition. I'm like a, I'm with the traditional and I'm with the modern.
Yeah,
Because
yes.
we have to understand what came before us to know to lead what's coming after us and stuff, or understand. So yes, we these, they need solutions, they need opportunity, they need exposure, they need equity in all those forms, from Rasta centers, Rasta housing. You know what I'm saying? There's a big homeless epidemic. There's a big education side. Rasta schooling. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be Dr. Umar.
Institutions,
Salute
physical institutions.
institutions and yeah, tangibles of all those natures.
Touchable.
Touchable, man.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. And again, thank you for coming forward. I want to thank our global audience for tuning in with us this live. As you know, every Thursday we are here bringing the frontline workers in Rastafari. We're going to be doing and the Pan-African community, we're going to be doing a series on the children of Rastafari, second generation. This is just the first. We brought an international star on the platform to hear his experience growing up. You heard, what he had to endure, the separation he had with his father, how he sights up Rastafari in this time. And we're going to follow his journey. So this is just part one of Malik Dope. Again, if you're just seeing this, go and follow him. I'm going to put up the banner. Again, this is a brethren that you need to take him in. Again, he might be the best drummer on the planet. May I assess up. And he comes from I community. Big up yourself, Malik. Big up the global family. And I just want everyone to remember that the time has come for the lions and the lionesses to tell our own story. And this is the Lion Voice.
Yeah.
Yes, job people, this is Michael Shamaya representing. I will say, hear the Lion Voice, saying it is time for the lions and the lionesses to tell their own story. King David killed Goliath with a stone, we original dread.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega, representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the lion's voice, Rastafari.